Hi, this is Lisa Schmid, and it is Monday night, so we've got new in the studio, and I am super excited to show you the stamp set that I've been playing with called Celebrate Sunflowers. I've got lots to show you, some tips and tricks, and then also some beautiful cards. So let's look at that. First, I'm going to show you a card you may have already seen. You may have seen me do before, but this I did this on a Saturday in the studio. Actually made it. So this card. Sorry, I'm going to back up. I want to show you the stamp set. So this is Celebrate Sunflowers. And this sunflower stamp is big and gorgeous. It is so pretty. And then the dies are also just you can cut out the sunflower or you can cut out these. I'm going to show you a couple different things using the dies. They're just so pretty. And the stamp set by itself is $24, or the set together as a bundle is $51.25. So just to give you a heads up on that. All right, now I'll come back and show you this. So I embossed this with Meadow Moments and used the little trim, the nylon or linen trim. And then I don't know if you can see a little sparkle right there is some Wink of Stella. If you don't have Wink of Stella, that is a must-have. Okay, so that is one card I made using the small sunflower here. Not using that tonight. Tonight I'm using the big sunflower. So that's using this one, the small sunflower. And also that I could die cut that out. So there's that one. Okay, this is one. I hope that you think it's stunning. I do. This sunflower, I stamped this, and I want to show you something over here. Because when you stamp the sunflower, grab some ink here. When you stamp the sunflower, the first time I stamped it, I'm going to show you, it came out like this. This tells me a couple things. I don't have enough ink, so I need to re-ink my pad. And also, see those lines? What that meant is my pad, the way I inked it, I might have inked it like that and left a line. So it's always good when you have a big stamp like this to go ahead and ink it all over like that. Okay. And then stamp it. Okay, now on this stamp, I decided, look how nice that is, so much better than that, isn't it? I decided that this is the bottom where these leaves fold. Hi, Barb. Glad you're here. Where these leaves are folding, it's the only different pattern in the sunflower. So I have decided that is the bottom. So I always use that as the bottom of my stamp pad. And then I wanted to stamp the leaf, and I'm going to show you what happens if I just stamp the leaf. That doesn't look very good. I don't know if you can see that, but it overlaps, and so it does not look pretty at all. So let's go ahead and do another one. So I'm going to stamp that there. And then I made a mask. So I stamped the sunflower on cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp the leaf. Now, here's the trick. If I line this up here and I line it up, you think, oh, I should line it right up to the edge. No. And let me just show you. I'm just going to show you what happens when you do that. What happens is it doesn't get all inked, and it doesn't look like, you see right here, there's a gap. So let's do it one third time, and I'll show you. Just want to get that part on. Show you what you need to do to mask appropriately or correctly. So if you back it up just a little bit, it's because of the thickness of the cardstock. So if you back it up just a tiny bit and then stamp it, now it's going to line up. Now the lines go right up next to the leaves. So that is how you mask, and that is what I did on this one. Now you may be wondering, I don't know if you're wondering, but how did I do this? Well, let me show you. How did you get that? Well, I'll tell you, what I used was this punch, story label punch, to do this little edge. And I'm just going to show you how to do that, because punches can be so much more than just what you see on the punch. So I'm going to take a little strip of espresso, and instead of going in this way, I'm just going to go in through the top, and I just want to get that side. Okay, look at that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And of course, you'd want to make sure however long you want it to be. And just cut it. Now I've got a totally different tag than if I were to use the story label punch. So isn't that kind of fun? I think that's cool. And you could go bigger. we could still make it a bigger size there and make this look a little bit different. So that's one thing I want to show you on this card. So I did that. Here I put just a little bit of crystal effects. And then I put some dazzling diamonds. I love dazzling diamonds. Girl's best friend, diamonds. So, and then I just stamped that. This is a very simple card. So I'm taking you from simple to a little bit more complex. So, and then these are our wonderful faceted gems. Hi, Laverne. These are our wonderful faceted gems. And they actually say that it's clear, pink, and opaque. These to me do not look pink. They look more like blush, but in the catalog, they definitely look pink, and they are $7.50 for 90 of them. But I think they're really fun because they just are different, something different that I haven't used before. Okay, so pretty simple card on that one. All right, let me show you another card. This one, I actually used the rectangle punch, but I did what I just did on the story label punch, and I just made it into a square. So love the rectangle punch, and this gold shimmer ribbon is just so, so pretty. Now on this center, I took our crystal effects and I kind of dabbed it to make like dots because I wanted it to not be smooth, but to have little bumps. So hopefully you can see that there, but isn't that so pretty? And you probably wouldn't notice this if I didn't point it out, but my centers do not line up. You see that? Because this side is higher than that side. But you know what? Who's going to notice that? Nobody's going to notice that because they're going to look at it and be so stunned by the card. They're not even going to notice that. So there we go. Thanks a bunch. I just thought that was really, really pretty. All right. Here is a card that I think is absolutely, I'm going to jump back for a second. So this mask, I will always keep this now in with my stamp set. So then anytime I need to use this, it's already in the stamp set. I just put it right here in the box, and then it's good to go for next time. This card I think is stunning. I think it is so, 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 so pretty. It came out prettier than I anticipated, actually. So this is a kind of fun fold. I showed this on Saturday because that was the same kind of fold that I did on Saturday. And then on this one, I told you it has a little belly band. So a belly band is just a little strip. You always connect the belly bands in the back. I don't know if you can see that right here. You always connect them in the back because you want your front to be nice and clean. I do want to show you how I got that little thanks out of our Thanks a Bunch. So here's our Thanks a Bunch. Take off the Celebrate You, put this on. Now I'm going to just stamp my Thanks a Bunch on some cardstock anywhere. Okay. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use our rectangle punch. Now I just want the thanks. I really wanted it small for there. So I'm going to go right here and punch it. Okay. Then I'm going to make, somebody called this an arm one time. I don't know, but I can't get this in here because I have to hold it onto something. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive and stick that there. And now I can use this and stick it in here. I'm going to go to the bottom because I actually want to see where my thanks is. There we go. So that is how I made a little thanks using the rectangle punch. And because think about it, if I had that big stamp on here, this whole thing is too much. But I like sticking with the same stamp set. So that's one thing I wanted to show you out of this stamp set or this card. One other thing I want to show you is this. You see that on top? Oh, isn't that so pretty? So there's a die in here, and it is this one, this die. And when we die cut it out, it looks like this. So it's all, that's when I die cut out this is Bumblebee. I should have said that. All the colors I've used so far are Bumblebee. And the one I'm going to make is actually Daffodil Delight. So, but this, I don't want that to be yellow. So you just run it through again, little piece of brown, espresso. And then what I actually did is I picked these off so I could see where I needed to cut. And then I just went through and cut these edges off to get a brown center. And then I put that right on top of the yellow. And it ended up looking just like that. There's also a little center, which is kind of fun. It has these little dots. I think it's probably hard to see, but the die for that is this little die. And so it's got those little dots that are just, I don't know, just one more texture, one more fun thing. So in here, I put some crystal effects, and then I just sprinkled some dazzling diamonds on top of it. And then this, for this overlay, I just put the adhesive on here. I didn't even bother trying to adhere this because it's too fine. It's too, too small. But I did punch out the flower with this. Isn't that fun? So far, I'm going to ask you before I show you the card we're going to make, which card do you like best? I'm going to call it card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. Can you see them all? And card number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So write in the comments which one you like the best. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm watching for you because I want to see which ones you like. Dave likes 1. Yeah, I like that one too. So pretty. All right. So if you looking at these cards, yeah, you like that one too, Laverne. It's so pretty. And it's really not any harder. It's not harder. Ooh, Barb's like 3. 1, 2, 3. This one right here. It's not harder. It just has more steps. This one does. And this one is probably the simplest, which I would hope you could tell that. Okay, so here's the card I'm going to make tonight. And now that you voted on the other ones, I'm like, oh, I hope you like this card. But I wanted to do something with a background, and I wanted to give you a tip on the big sunflower. So I'm going to stamp on our, I have a couple tips here to give you. This is the extra thick vanilla cardstock. So it's really, really thick. And I like to use that anytime I'm making a card without another cardstock on the back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp a background. That's like applause for yourself, right? I love that. Okay, I told you that was the bottom, and then I just did it up, but it doesn't matter. I'm just doing the background. 1, 2. You can tell I inked it. It is very juicy. Okay, so there is my background. Pretty simple. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp my flower. I know you know what that looks like. Stamp my flower. Here's what I want to show you. When I die cut it out, it's going to look like that. But here's what I want to show you. Now, if I look at this, how to line this up gets a little, not this one, how to line up the die gets a little tricky. This one, how to line this up gets tricky. So here's what I did. Because when you first have it, like, I don't know where it goes. Well, I labeled it. I said, this is the top. I put T. And so I know that that's the top. And if I already decided that those are the bottom, I'm pretty close to getting it. There we go. Now, the first time I had to really scooch it around and because I couldn't tell the way it went. But now I know my T, my mark is at the top. So it's very easy for me to die cut it out. Those are kind of like little tricks that, I don't want to spend a lot of time sitting there trying to get this figured out. Okay, so I die cut my flower. There it is. And I'm going to take a blender pen and just pick up, I'm going to just make this a little bit darker, that outside. That's all. Make that a little bit darker. Okay, and we are going to, oops, it's upside down. There we go. I think I did not cut out that little brown piece of paper, but that's okay. Oh, it was right here. Well, we'll just use this size instead. That'll be just fine because you know what? The flower is going to go there. All is well in the world. All right, just grab some scissors and cut that. Okay, probably should use my paper cutter, but there we go. So I'm just going to put this here. I am going to use the ruched ribbon. Try saying that 3 times fast. Ruched ribbon. And it's in Daffodil Delight. This is Daffodil Delight, and this is Bumblebee. So you can see the difference. Daffodil Delight, Bumblebee. And all the cards, I had made so many cards in Bumblebee that I thought, let's go ahead and make one in Daffodil Delight. So I am actually going to tie this all the way around. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Well, here's one trick. If you put a little adhesive on the back, you can stick that down there so it will hold it while you're trying to tie it, so it's not flipping all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to tie that there, but I want to put some linen thread in. Linen thread is just to give it a little, maybe we'll even triple that, quadruple that. Ooh, it's going to look like a bow, but I think I might cut it. Anyway, so you can put the linen thread there and then just tie the ribbon on top. I might just leave it like that as a bow. It wasn't in my other one. I had just done some little ends, but I think I'm going to leave that. So that is just cut or tied one time. It's not really a knot. It's just tied one time and it will stay. All right, so I'm ready to attach that to my card. There we go. I'm going to attach that right here. Not bad for hand cutting my little, oh, it is crooked. Not bad for cutting my little brown piece. I spoke too soon. Okay, and I'm going to pop this up, of course. Why wouldn't I, right? I want to pop up my sunflower. Anytime I can get a little height, a little bit on a card, I'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to show you, again, with that story label punch, how to use the tag. You know what? I think I'm going to overlap it here. I could, I'll stick it there. Okay, and then on the inside, it just calls for something right here. So I could either, there's lots of options. I could stick the brown piece that we had. I think I'll do that this time. The little brown piece that I had die cut out. And we'll just, of course, pop that up also. Yeah, just kind of cute. Now, everything has to have glitter, right? So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and just color that little, did it not stick? Oh, because that's a little bit wet. Let's just stick a little adhesive there. There we go. Okay, now here's the thing I want to show you. Check this out. We don't have a punch like that. Oh, how'd you do that? Oh, let me show you. Okay, glad you asked. Let me show you. So I'm going to stamp my words. I used the other one right here, which says, let's celebrate you. I don't want let's celebrate you. I just want celebrate you. Now, there are lots of ways to cover this up and stamp. I've never had good luck with that. So I'm just going to stamp the whole thing. And I only want the celebrate you. So I'm going to take my story label punch again. And I'm going to, look at that, just punch that. Okay. Again, I'm going to make my little arm so I can reach in there because I want the bottom. I need to cut off that so it's even. Get that right in there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so there's our celebrate you in a totally different punch. Now, because this is the punch I used, I can, I still need a piece of brown. I can punch the espresso and mat it on top of this. So here we go. Because that is the shape I used, right? So I can mat this right on top of there. Look how cute that is. And this is something I just literally just made right now using the story label punch. Okay, so then I'm going to stick this here. We could pop it up. I think I'm not going to because my flower is over further. So I'm just going to tuck that under there. Do we want it on top? I'll just tuck it under there. Celebrate you. Or you could put it inside as well. It could look cute. Whoa. Could look cute inside as well. So, but I'm going to stick it right there. I don't know. I'm going to put it inside. Such decisions. My flower is over further, so it doesn't leave me enough space. Here's what I wanted to tell you. When I made this, the first time I kind of smudged it on the back, I smudged the card. Now, here's what I would do if I made a mistake stamping here and I turn it over. Well, this is the main card, right? So I don't want ink back here. Here's what I would do to take care of that. All you have to do is cut off a 1/4 inch here, and then you would cut off, ooh, extra thick. Let's cut it one more time. 1/4 inch, and you would just mat it on a piece of cardstock. Because I already have the card, you do have to cut the 1/4 inch off the bottom too. My ribbon's a little low for this, but it's okay. Cut the 1/4 inch off the bottom. See if I can get it in one. No, can't get it in one cut. All right, almost there. There we go. And then I will mat it. So if you were to stamp on your cardstock, you flipped it over, you made a mistake. I'm just going to use scissors here. You made a mistake. you don't want that ink on the back. So what you do is just trim it 1/4 inch on all sides. Just need to cut this bottom part 1/4 inch, and then there we go. And then I'm going to mat it on a piece of daffodil, just like that. So, and then the part that I would have made a mistake on, no problem. It's covered up. So, and I would actually scooch it over so that it's all even, and then just trim that side a tiny bit because I want it to look similar on all sides. See if we can do that one time through. Yes, we can. There we go. So if I had made a mistake, just to clarify what I'm trying to say, is if when I stamp this, if it didn't come out and I'm like, oh, I'm going to flip it over and I stamp it and I make a mistake, no problem. Then I just trim my card up and put a background on it. So that is everything I want to tell you about the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set. What do you think about these cards? You make a comment there. It is just, I just think they're so, and you can tell this one I didn't ink as much. And then that one I had to re-ink. And I did use, or I re-inked it. This one, this little dot is the Playing with Pattern resin dots. That's what's sitting right in the middle there. So I just think they're stunning. The sunflower just like, oh, it's gorgeous. So that and Story Label Punch is going to, I'll tell you about that in just a second. So that's what I have to show you tonight about the Celebrate Sunflowers, which we have a huge sunflower in the yard right now. And it's going to be, it almost is taller than me. So I can't wait to see what it comes out to be. A couple of reminders. I want to remind you about Simple Stamping. It's coming up on August 6th and August 20th. And you need to register by Wednesday, July 29th. Wednesday, July 29th. Now, if you heard me the other day, there's some add-ons. You can get the Daisy Punch, the Balloon Punch, or the Designer Series paper and rhinestones. One of them for $20 or all three for $60. And that you get a great savings for that. I'm passing some of my savings right on to you. And then the August 20th one, we have some different, we're going to be using the Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. And so you could get that. You could get the Rectangle Punch or the Story Label Punch. And I just showed you like all these things I could do with the Story Label Punch, both of them actually. So that is on August 20th. All right. If you enjoy this, would you please like our page? Would you follow us? Would you share us with your friends? Because I would love to tell more people about stamping and how it makes me happy and how it can make you happy, and happy stamping. Bye.